Okay. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Welcome everyone to the G-Lew show. After Hours Live Friday night live tonight, we got a very special guest. As you all know, I've been promoting all week, and we got a special guest tonight. She's actually been on the show before, but we got her back tonight. Individually, and she brought some friends with her, some family with her, but get to chop it up. With the legendary pianist Rain is here tonight from the Bad Bunnies crew, and we're gonna chop it up and have a good time, everyone. So just kick back, relax, and enjoy the show. Okay? Check this out, right? Hey, hear ye, come on. This your homie G-Lew back against the wall. Back on call, so all of y'all gather round. It's a G-Lew show, for sure we gets down. This is how it's supposed to sound when you be hearing it. Gotta turn it up real loud to put the feel in it. DJ Maniac looped it and freaked this, and now I'm on the remix with Nice Over Egypt. Yeah. So now we just smoke and chill. Shout out the homie Snow, he a low for real. Rolling down the street in a coupe de ville, like the homie Tony A on the wheels of steel. Nights over Egypt like the Jones girl. Stop playing with me, pick up your phone, girl. I need a lady in my life like you. Pretty brown skin, I think it might be you. She a boss, so we call her La Patrona. Just like Keith Sweat said, I think I want her, so I gotta demonstrate. Watch out for the haters, cause they wanna infiltrate. Never late, we right on time. One time for your soul, two times for your mind. Yeah. Shout out to homie MC Shams. And I am G-Lew. Yeah. Here we go. Welcome everyone to the show. I am G-Lew, and welcome to Friday Night Live. Like I said, we got a very special guest, and without any further ado, I'm going to bring her onto the show. Pianist Rain is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having us. What a
It's
special
an honor.
night.
It's an honor. It's an honor. Like I told the people, you were here before, but tonight is a little bit different. So, again, I introduced you, but why don't you tell the people who you are and who we have here tonight?
Hi, you guys. My name is Pionis. I am the CEO of Bad Bunnies Entertainment. I brought some of my girls out tonight to come show some love and support and just share their experience with me. And yes, so we're here. I have the lovely Lorena. We call her Lori. She's here with us tonight.
Okay. Lori. There's Lori. Hold up. There's Lori right there.
Oh my God. Can you see that horrible background? Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hi, everybody.
What's up, Lori?
Hi, baby. How are you?
Wow.
That is my boo right there.
That's her boo.
Period.
That's her period. She said it. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Lori. Go ahead.
Well, my name is Lorena. I'm a full-time content creator. I'm Pionis's best friend. Period. And I'm part of the Bad Bunnies.
So
ride or die.
Ride or die. So the wheels fall off.
Before we go on and bring everyone else in, please, Pionis, I'm saying it wrong again. Tell us about the Bad Bunnies. Tell us a little bit of background on what the Bad Bunny crew is all about.
So yes, you guys, I started the Bad Bunnies about on my birthday. Just tired of life, tired of going through things, and that was the first time that I actually celebrated me. I started celebrating me, and I wanted to bring women with me. I wanted to show the world that you can make it with a team. I never wanted to make it alone or by myself, and that's what I did. I just woke up one day like I'm gonna do it, and I never stopped. There's trials through this. It ain't all peaches and cream like you thought, but you know what? Through it all, God will get me to the people that is deserving of it, that is willing to give their all, and I'm just excited. I'm excited to share this journey with them. I really wanted to do it because, I just kind of got tired of seeing people, especially people of color, fighting for a spot. When I felt like there's so much money out there, why can't you make it with each other? Why can't family make it? Why can't friends make it? And so that's what I've been driven to do. I'm going to keep doing it no matter what comes my way. But also, I'm learning too that not everybody that you choose is going to make it with you. You
Say that.
know, and
Say that again.
That part.
um,
That
I'm
part.
learning that, just because I want it so bad for everybody, the sad part is it's not that everybody wants it for you. And so that's when things kind of happen. But like I said, through it all, the Bad Bunnies will get to the right people to just share this and embrace this world with, where we travel together, we love together, we uplift, because we all have a story, G. Lou. We've
Mhm.
all, especially women, I can only speak for a woman's perspective, but I know just for myself, we go through so much breakdown, abuse, and even seeing all this abuse coming up, it just triggered something inside of me, and God started showing me like, this is why you did it, because we don't have a voice, children don't have a voice, and so with that being said, I wanted us to have a voice, but with that voice, I wanted to show love, I wanted to show positivity as much as I possibly can. So here
That's
we
right.
are.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. And let me touch on this briefly before we bring the other beautiful ladies in. Like you said, on this journey, like you said, when you have to learn certain things that come along with this long journey and the things you're trying to do and create. How do you stay positive, motivated, and not like want to give up sometimes when you have to go through changes and like you say maybe break up friendships and all these things that come along with what you're trying to do to be successful?
G-Lou, let me tell you, I just got that answer yesterday, was prayer, because
Mm,
it can take you to a place of wanting to give up. Especially for me, like, when you know yourself, and I have
right.
such a loving heart. But with that loving heart, G. Lou, I know we all got another side, and they
Right.
be trying to wake up. I call myself Beauty and the Beast, because oh, am I
Oh,
beautiful? But boy, when that beast is woke, I need God to bring her down. Because
right.
when you're nice, people take advantage. I've seen a lot of people make up stories and
Girl.
lie just to just to kind of take advantage. And it's like, I'm no one's fool at the end of the day. So I think for me, I have to learn a boundary. I
Right.
have to learn a boundary, because you can get hurt. Um, you take people with you that you think are close to you, and then if they see you shining just a little bit brighter than them,
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
they start to kind of, that's when they
mm,
start snaking
funny
you and
shit.
doing things. And that's been a challenge for me, G. Lou. I'm not gonna lie, because in my perfect little world, I thought I was just gonna have a whole bunch of girls, and we was gonna love each other, and we was gonna support each other. And then,
Oh,
ooh,
Then the
boy,
real
was
world
I
hit, and you realize that's not.
but
We
I'm
out here
not
with some
quote,
vultures.
I mean,
but
I can't speak. I'm not no female, so I can't speak for women. But what I see with a lot of shit that females go through, as far as that type of stuff and interaction and friendships and hate and all that shit, boy, you guys go through it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You gotta be have tough skin and a strong heart.
For sure.
Deal
yeah.
with this.
For
And
sure.
I always tell them, you know what? I was made for this. And so what I'm trying to learn is that a lot of times I feel like I need to defend myself. And I think that I don't need to defend myself. I know who I am. I know what I've done. People don't even know, G. Lou, and I can't wait. We got to have a whole nother topic of me just sharing the sacrifice.
Right, right.
I am
Yeah,
a
that's
single
yeah.
mother, okay? My baby has her own story and testimony on its own, that when I tell you the story, when she's ready, you would have thought somebody jumped off a cliff. But I have to
Wow.
show her, no matter what, we got to keep going. And that was another thing, seeing what happened to my daughter, just us as being a woman and children.
Right,
We're not protected. And so that's what I wanted to do, was create a safe net. But
right.
I'm trying to find out, like, how do you create a safe net with people who don't really want to be safe? You know
Mm.
what I mean? So that's been a challenge for me, but I'm gonna keep going. The other day I was a little bit down, I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, and I forgot who I am, G. Lou. I was the girl that can be in her prayer closet for 10 hours and it felt like 2 seconds. So I'm like, don't play with me, because I can't go there the right way. And so I prayed for the girls. I was seeing we was all kind of tugging and warring and just pulling and not. And I just said, let me do what I know to do best. And that's just me. That's what I know. And I did it. And the next day I started to see the light shining again. I started to get my fight back. My girls, they didn't even know I'm praying for them. I see them where they were lacking. They're getting their fight back. And so that is what I truly, really need to get back to my roots and get in that prayer closet.
Prayer,
if they trying to take your girl out, okay?
Now I'm glad you spoke on that because prayer is powerful. You know what I mean? People don't know the power in prayer, you know, and then and even when other people pray for you, you know what I mean? How that affects things and how big it is. So I'm glad you spoke on that. Hey, one more thing. Speaking on women's stuff and all this, what y'all think about this? Not to even get on that, but this recent, you know, the Diddy whole thing and all that.
Oh, we don't even want to talk about that. Like, I'm so disgusted. I can't believe that people really thought like he didn't do it, and or people are defending him. I don't know if that's too TMI on here, but I just I feel very strongly about it because he did what he did. He did what he did, and he really don't have no regrets. He does not feel bad about it. His little bullshit apology.
And I think when you do that, that shows he's been doing that, right? Like
exactly.
He was old enough to do that in the hallway. We don't know what was going on in the room or all these other times behind the scenes, right?
Exactly. You never know. You're looking at people like, damn, I wish I could be right there. Damn, I wish. And then all these people that are coming out about this whole Diddy case and all the allegations. I mean, it's just crazy. It's crazy what people can get away with.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Especially when you got that power and status.
That part. When you have the power, the status, the following, the money. You think
that makes you more bolder. That's why he did it even more. You get away with it, and like, you know what I mean, until you get caught. Like now, he's sorry, but
exactly.
You know,
sorry because you got caught. You're not sorry. You're only sorry because you got
busted.
Yeah.
And you know, G-Lew, I think for the Diddy case, it brought back so much of the trauma that I've been through, and that's what I mean when I say we're not safe. And that's why I can't wait till my deep story is told of how I wasn't protected and how the man made it seem as if I was doing everything wrong. He was beating me, cheating on me, lying on me, secretly recording me, exposing me, just doing a lot. People don't know why I do what I do, why I dress the way I dress. And just to give you a little bit, because I'm going to beat you to the punch, because that almost killed me, because I'm very protective over myself. You know, very, very much. What you see on Instagram, I don't care what you see. I'm very protective over myself. It ain't up for grabs. It ain't none of that. It's my trauma, you know, that caused me to do the things that I've done to say, I'm not going to let you hold that over my head. So when the Diddy thing happened, that hit such a nerve, because that took me back to why, when I started Bad Bunnies, I was getting out of that abuse. I woke up on my birthday and I was determined that this birthday I was not taking it no more. I quit my job. I moved my apartment. I changed my name. I changed my phone number, and I did it, and I never looked back, because I was determined. So when I saw Diddy do that, it brought back so much, because that's what they do. They make it seem like, oh, I never did it. I never. And sometimes they almost got you thinking you crazy. Like, did he really hit me? But where this big old knot upside my head? Where this come from? You know what I mean? And that it goes to show that you're not protected, because without no tape, you know, you have so many people. And it took me back to me where my first abusive relationship, when I was 18, my face is bleeding, I'm scratched up, and I don't want to call the police because I'm scared, but I tell the mom hoping she can do it. And you know what she tells me? Oh, he said he was holding you down. So, and my face looked like this from him holding me down. After that, I left in too. So it brought back definitely.
Not to cut you off, I want to speak on this while we're on this briefly, and then you can continue. But what do you say to the people? Because like so many people will say like, well, why did she stay? How long? Well, okay, we see this, but obviously she was there 10, 11, 12 years, whatever. And even you speak on the things you went through. I've seen this stuff firsthand also. But what do you say to you just said I'm domestic. Yeah, what do you say to the people that say that, like outside looking in? Well, why they stay so long, or what you know what I mean? Why couldn't they just leave and stuff? Because I find that a lot of women say it's not that easy. You know what I mean? Obviously it's not, but what do you say to those people?
Well, I think it's different stages in your life. The first time that I was abused, he wasn't the father of my child, but I met him when I was 3 months pregnant. He took care of me. He did everything that at a young person, it's like, wow, he made sure I was fed. He made sure. So he started doing drugs. I was a very sheltered child. So when a person was on drugs, I don't know why you up all night beating me up and you trying to sleep and I'm trying to wake you up to help. I didn't know these things. I learned along the way. So when I first got abused, I stayed because I felt like this person had been there for me. How dare me turn my back on him?
Yeah, it's a guilt thing.
And I felt like I could change him. And I'll never forget when my face was all jacked up and my mom, that's when they saw the abuse. And my mom's like, I'm done with this. If you go back to him, I'll never forget the words because some words stick to you. And she said, if you go back to him, this is it for me. I'm done. And I remember looking at her and I'm like, he's on drugs and I have to help him. And my mom said, you can't help nobody that don't want to help themselves. But I didn't know what that meant back then. So I didn't listen. Of course, I didn't listen. But I know now. So I know when I can't help somebody, it's easy now for me to walk away because you got to want to help yourself, baby, at the end of the day. Been there, done that. Now, as I got older and I accepted abuse in the last relationship, it was because I went through a breakup, was really hurt. I started going to church. I started living a different life. And then all of a sudden, 4 years passed me by. I meet this guy and I just wanted love really bad. I thought I could change him. I thought I could fix him. But I couldn't. And here I am. Nobody will ever, do you hear me, G-Lew? Will ever, the first time you even raise your voice at me, I'm done. Okay, you couldn't even blink at me wrong. Right. I tell people, if you don't tell me God bless me, you just say bless me, you out the door.
Right.
I'm done.
Let me ask you this, Payanis, and Lord, I'm like, this is pretty deep here, right? Yeah. It's deep, but I want to ask you too. You kind of spoke on it there, but what type of after effects and damage does it do, like, to you eternally, like later? Because, like you said, now you have this on you, and like when you're trying to look for love or other relationships, like how does that affect that? Whether it be you or the person, or you're not sure, like how does that work later, like affecting your future relationships?
Honestly, G-Lew, since then I haven't had a future relationship. But what I can say is that I'm now I love me so much, and I was always so afraid. I wanted a husband so bad. I was afraid to pray this prayer, Lord, please, if you never give me a husband, I'll be okay. I would never tell him that. G-Lew, I say that every day. If you never gave me a husband, I'm okay. I'm going to die happy. Do you understand me? I just don't have time for it. I know what I bring to the table, and I'm just not going to accept much. And, one of my friends was like, you're going to be single for the rest of your life because you just don't allow no everything. Oh, well. Right. I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you.
Being single ain't that bad these days. Cause like you said, there's so much out there. You do got to be. It's hard, really. It really is. It really is. It really is.
I'm not building no bear. I've already built
all exactly.
I'm not building. He better come equipped and ready. And the one that's look. I'm not. If you want me to stuff you, I'm gonna stuff you somewhere you be stuck. Because I'm not building it no more. I've already done that, and you're gonna have to treat me like a princess. See, my parents are still together. They've been together since my mom was 14. My dad, no matter what people see on Instagram, my dad, he loves me. He supports me very, very much. So I really don't lack anything now. I love me enough to say if I'm single for the rest of my life, I'm okay. I don't want to be stressed out. I feel like now relationships, I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to do none of that. I just don't have it in me. I've been through so much, G-Lew. So it's going to take us.
Uh-oh. What happened?
He got him a little something. Let me tell you that much. It's going to take a special man to pull me because,
keep that package
up. And I'm okay with that.
Tight in the ribbon. You know what I mean? That's right. And at the end of the day, man, yeah, we hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
She might have muted herself. We can hear her.
Can you hear, babe?
Can you hear us? I don't know.
It's okay, baby. Press the unmute. Press the microphone. Press the microphone. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm not able to
Can
hear.
you hear me?
G-Lew, can you hear me?
No, you can't hear.
Maybe go out and come back in. I don't know. Try to go out and come in.
She must have hit something on her.
Yeah, she's probably gonna have to yeah, I was gonna tell her. She probably have to log out, like go out.
I don't even think she can hear us. She's probably like, what does that mean?
Can you like text her or something? Just tell her to go. I don't know. Just tell her to log out and come back in.
Okay.
Probably has to reboot.
Okay. Look at your phone. Look at your phone.
Let me try to exit out.
There she is. She got it.
There you go. All right, here we are.
Okay, there we go.
Can you hear now?
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
I couldn't hear anything. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
No, you were good. We can hear you and see you, but it was something on your end. So I'm glad you checked out and that's what I was trying to tell you. Just go out and come back in. So we're good now.
Okay.
Maybe we were talking too much. Maybe like
right. The sound wave.
Hold on, we was maybe doing too much. They like y'all doing too much
that's a
over
whole
there.
nother show, G-Lew.
I know, right? I know that is a whole nother show. We'll get to that. I really wanted to get deep, but I know we got a lot of people here. We got a lot to cover. So, and I know Ariel and Asian Kitty back there. Like, y'all better hurry up and bring this in here.
Get on out here, girls.
Hey, girls.
Make special appearances. So, go ahead and introduce everyone. Yeah.
I want to see all my baddies.
Yes, we got Ariel.
Okay. Let's bring Ariel in here. There she is.
Hi, girl.
Hey,
girl. You look cute, girl. Y'all look good.
That's right. I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
Firecracker there.
Oh,
thank you.
You look so good.
What's up, Ariel?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great too. You look great. You look beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're very, very welcome.
Ooh, I'm so happy.
I know. We're bringing on Asian Kitty. Hey, girl. Asian Kitty.
Okay. We got another one. Where's Asian Kitty at? Where's the kitty?
Hey, girl.
Hi, beautifuls.
Hi, babe.
Asian Kitty,
Hi.
what's up? How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing great.
Awesome.
Hey, girl.
Hi, sexies.
I feel like I got my life back, y'all.
I know.
We got the bad bunnies, people.
Yes.
Tell us, if you can, like individually, a little bit about everyone, Ariel, and then Asian Kitty. Like, tell us a little bit about yourself. Why you are bad bunnies?
My name is Ariel.
Okay.
Go ahead, girl.
Who's going first? Go ahead.
Well, I came into Bad Bunnies about a year ago when Pioneers did start her first Bad Bunnies, and literally I've been here since. And I enjoy being with Bad Bunnies because she's genuinely great heart, everything. Trust me, like when she means what she says she does, genuinely by heart and everything. And then like people don't really like take it serious. Like, come on now. I'm doing this and we're trying to grow together. So if you want to step out. But don't
bye.
Don't take us all down together, okay? We are a team, we are a unit, and that's on period, Lori, okay?
That's on period, okay? I don't know what they were thinking. That's on period.
But yes,
Right.
but myself, like I'm 30, I'm a mom of 3. I work, multiple jobs and shit. And, basically, I've been in the same situation as Pi of the domestics and stuff like that. And, it is hard to like kind of handle yourself and then deal with your kids and try to like work between the kids and in reality, in a sense. It's like it feels like it's two different things, because your kid, you want to keep them in that safe world where in reality it's not,
Right.
which is kind of crazy. But
Let me ask you this, because you said too you dealt with the same thing, and I don't know if everyone has, but it seems like a lot of women have. And then again, like I said earlier, people on the outside will look in will say, well, why they deal with that, and especially beautiful ladies such as yourself, like how are they going, going through this type of stuff? You know what I mean? So it's like people would never know, you know what I mean, if they
Right.
deal with it. I'm sure it just looks all good from the outside and glamorous, but
Oh, but they don't see the behind the scenes.
And
They don't
that's why
see
we
the
keep
shit
a
that
big
goes on
smile
behind.
on us. Don't let these smile fool you.
Yeah.
right.
It's a whole lot of stuff that
The
goes
bigger,
on.
the bigger, the more things that goes behind it. Trust me.
Right?
Right. That's
Yeah.
I
deep.
feel like we deal with it really well, though. I feel like as a group, we all have each other's backs. We all
do.
look out for each other.
And we love each other.
We
Like,
love each other, and yeah, it's not, this group is really solid. I'll say that. Like, we honestly have been through some crazy ass shit in the few months that we've known each other, and the few months that we've been doing this Bad Bunnies. And if like we don't have enough time to talk about all the situations that have happened, but
right.
I will say this: we know how to handle stuff. We know how to keep it pushing. We know how to get back up, dust ourselves off, make the best of it. And as she was saying earlier, the ones that needed to go are gone, and the ones that are still here are the ones that put in the work, that what I mean, that do the things that need to be done. I don't like people that just show up because it's an opportunity. You're just going to show up when things are good, but you're not here when we're falling apart and we're calling each other and we're like, you know what I mean? This is real life here. It's not just for a show.
Right.
Amen.
Hey, let me ask you this, ladies, because I kind of asked Pi this earlier. Like, how do you stay when you deal with these things? So obviously, you all are speaking like probably have some recent issues, and
Okay,
I hear it, right? But how do you guys, like you just said, now we know this is a tight group, we're solid. Like, how do you guys keep that up and know, okay, when you've been through so much? Again, like I asked her, to keep the faith and keep it like keep a positive mind. Okay, we can get through this instead of saying fuck all this. You know what I mean? Or how do you know now who is solid? You say that, but how do you guys keep that? How do you learn from these things?
I feel for me, just by experiences with the ladies, like I said, we've been through some trials and tribulations in the short time that we've been together. And this group of ladies, the reason why I say like I can trust them, and I do not throw that word around lightly, because I don't trust a lot of things. Right. But because things have been done, shady moves have been made, people have talked, people have tried to pull people this way and that way, and I feel like the ones that are on the screen right now are the ones that were like, that saw above it. They saw like, everybody is not, like you said, everybody's not what they portray themselves to be. Everybody that's in your face that says they wish well for you doesn't really wish well for you. They just want to see what you're doing, what your plan is, what's your next move. So they
want to see your downfall.
They want to see your downfall. But we just keep it going. We just, honestly, whenever, like, I feel like if anybody needs anybody, we'll just call each other.
I feel like anytime, like if one of us is having like a really hard time, then the other person will, like, if like I'm having a really bad day or week, Pi will balance me out. If Lori's having a bad week, we'll balance each other out. Like we bounce off of each other, and I feel like that helps so much. And it really, we pray about stuff together. Like we're all very like into prayer and stuff like that, and we all have different little roles that we play. And I feel like when we're in a crisis or when something like that happens, like we all like help each other out so much. It always comes together.
It's more of like a communication with every one of us.
Let me say this, G-Lew. These group of girls, what I can say, what I love the most, because a lot of people, they don't see a sacrifice. They don't see, and I can honestly say what I love. These girls don't play about me. And it's hard, when I say they don't play about me, they don't play about me. And that gives me so much joy. Bust the head open when it comes. And that, with everything that is lost, that is worth, that is worth more to me. See, people want the fame, the fortune, and this. See, for me, my soul is not for sale. And what I mean by that, I don't need your magazine enough to where I got to do things that's disgrading from my group or anybody else to get me to the top. I ain't doing it. I left the whole production team, G-Lew. This production team was my everything. It was everything I knew. But you wanted me to talk to my girls a certain way, because you're telling me all this nice girl stuff ain't going to get you nowhere. And I walked away. I am not going, and it looked promising over that way. But you know what? And he even told me when I walked away, you're not gonna make it far with those girls without me. And I'm like, oh, you God now. So I guess God have to show you. You see, no matter what happens in my life, this me right here, G-Lew, is worth more than money can buy. I don't care what you offer to the table. I don't care what you bring to the table. You are not going to. Why would I want to treat these beautiful ladies that has had my back, that showed up for me when you didn't show up for me? Why would I want to treat them like crap? Why? Because that's what you're used to seeing on TV. Well, you have a nice day, because now I ain't looking at you. I can't do you. I don't care what you have to offer me. My girls are not up for sale. And I am not going to treat them disrespectful because somebody is telling me that that's good for TV. Well, you can have your TV because I don't need it. They have been there for me when nobody has. You know, when I was down on the ground and needed somebody to pull me up. That is worth more than money can buy for me, G-Lew. I'm sorry. That's just
it really is, because everything else is going to come. You got to have a solid pack that you know is your solid pack, and everything else will come. I'm a firm believer. Everything happens for a reason. Everything, good and bad.
Right. How do you guys like? Just speaking on that, like men you deal with in this industry is, I'm sure, overran with men, different men, you know, whatever. How do you deal with learning that part? And then when business comes into play, deciding what is good business and what's not, and what's bad business, when sometimes you can't see it in front of you. You know what I mean? People put on masks, people, you know, especially men.
Oh, I like to sit back and watch. I like to sit back and watch and listen.
Real motive is, you know what I mean? But they're going to throw the business in there all the time, but you don't know the real motives and having to deal with that. How do you get through that and learn that process?
G-Lew, I honestly walk away. I'm just, I walk away. Like I said, and I'm glad that you said that, because you said, especially men, they kind of, and that's what he was doing. I felt like you were trying to manipulate me. You would try to tell me like, oh, this person wants to look at you, but it was kind of more for your game. And so that's what I mean when I say, when something's not good for me, that's why another reason why I started the Bad Bunnies, because I wanted to run it the way that I want to. And I want to run my business with love. Now, is love given every day? No, because these girls can see me at my worst where I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm tired of being nice. I'm tired of being nice too long. They're trying to think. And I can't, I'm about ready to snap.
Right.
But like I said, with prayer, I get myself back up, and God always brings you back to being that loving, kind person. So for me, I'm really good at walking away, no matter what you have to offer. And what do you think, G-Lew? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because I got to get going.
No. I mean, it's good. Yeah,
I'm the same. I don't got time.
I think you're going off of your senses. I don't think it's a bad, like, of course, you know, you're not walking away from all business, but I think at this point it seems more so your senses are coming into play. Like you can sense the bullshit. Those senses. Bullshit and all that.
See, once they start moving sideways, you'll know.
Exactly. You'll feel it.
We've been in that situation. Like, I'm glad that you brought that up as well, because like we have been in that situation before, and we obviously we take a mental note, we meet up together, we discuss it as a group, and then at that point we all know we're always almost all the time on the same page with
I was just gonna say that.
It's not that it's not that hard of a decision, because we're like, okay, red flag, like we're done, and then that's it, and we move on. Like we have this good ability to just move the fuck on. Like I love that about us.
Right.
I love that about us.
And we get moving. You know what? And let me just say this. One thing that Lori said, and it's been so true, because a lot of times people think that you need them. And when I walk away, G-Lew, I don't always know if it's the right thing. I guess I do, because there's already signs God is showing me. And then when something like boom, I'm like, okay, you want me to walk away. Like Lori said today, one door closes, 10 good ones open. You have
and they literally have.
And they really have. Like, honestly, I was going through it. And, you know, like I said, you're down, and then I get a message. A guy who used to work for Hustler Magazine. He's like, hey, I want to work with you. I want to do this. And it's been numerous of people. So I have to be okay with letting those doors close, because the right doors, the right people will open. I went to a video shoot. I didn't like the energy. I was uncomfortable. But when I closed that door, I went to a video shoot where it was my type of people. The atmosphere was so loving. We just had, you can see it in our face, the beauty. And those are the type of people, G-Lew, that I want to be around. So I might not get this over there, but I know I'm going to be okay over here. And even if this one with a good environment is paying me a little less money, I'm going to take that because all money's not good money. And I think I realized that all money is not
all
good
money. And good money.
And look at P. Diddy.
Ain't good.
His dirty money cost him.
Dirty
look
money,
at where
literally.
his dirty money got him now. And going back to that, you can get away with something. When I was a little girl, I knew P. Diddy, he wasn't crap. And I used to say, God, when you gonna get him? Your karma will always come back to you, even if it's 20 years later. I know that man never thought in his wildest dream that his day of doom will come. See, the devil, he's going to give you all the rewards and all the glamour and all this, but he going to want it back. And when he take it back, he want it all. No parts of it.
And aside from his relationship, like all his artists, like he's not good with any of them. Like
they've all had so many bad things to say about him.
A lot of them died too.
Do you guys remember? Do you remember like the character he played in that movie, Get Him to the Greek? I feel like he's really that person.
Yeah.
Like for real, like he's just playing himself. Like I always thought that ever since I saw that. I'm like,
I never thought he was a good guy. I never thought,
No, I never did either. From his since I was a little girl, I never thought. And that girl group, Danity Kane, I was so in love with them. And I remember saying,
I was too.
If they don't make it, something's wrong with that man. And Aubrey used to shout out to Aubrey because Aubrey, she was calling him out. And I know with Aubrey, I know for people to work with her, I know it cost her so much because I see a lot of her in me. Like you fight so hard, but I'm so glad she didn't give up on herself because
I'm so glad
that man tried to close every door.
He really did.
Every door that girl wanted to do, but
a lot of people were starting to think she was like crazy. Like, why is she so bad? Like, you know what I mean? But now they're seeing it. You know what I mean? Because she's been saying stuff.
Yes, people like that will have you second guessing yourself and have the whole world thinking that believing their lies and you know what I mean. And it really takes a strong person to really, go through all of that. Like you said, you have to have really thick skin because that can break a lot of people. That's where suicide comes in. That's where mental health and depression comes in. So it's nothing to play with. So yeah, shout out to Aubrey O'Day and anybody, Survivor, Cassie, all of them. Rest in peace, Kim Porter, her too. To all the people that have gone through anything.
I really think about those girls, those little girls, not the boys. They're grown, but those girls,
the twins.
Those girls. Like,
that's so sad. I was just reading earlier that they went to prom, and obviously because of all his legal affairs and his legal matters, he didn't. I feel like when you left that house and your children in there, and it was raided, and you didn't come look for your people, your little humans, that says a lot. We already know you're evil and stuff, but that says a lot about your character. That means you don't even care about your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what they're going through.
Volumes. I'm a parent.
I'm sure those girls are going through a lot now because they're getting the unwanted attention now. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Weird.
And that's how they get sucked into this industry because they're promised this, like Piona says, when you're young and you see a little bit of money, a nice car, and because I was there too, I was, hey, but as you get older with life experience in life, you see through the bullshit a lot more. But when you're young, those kind of things do impress you. And that's how they get you. That's how they get you. They see you young, naive, and fresh, and they suck everything out of you. And
you know what the sad part is? It's like even with my abuser, I will say this about P. Diddy, and this is what kills me. This is what I never understood. Because you have daughters. You think, how would you feel if somebody did that to your daughter? And see, my abuser, he had 3 girls, and oh my God, G-Lew.
I feel
he was such an amazing dad. Like I would look at him like, dang, if you could be that type of a boy, you would be one. But he was a horrible boyfriend, but a great dad. And so that's what I see with P. Diddy. But I want to ask, and I told him when we got into our last fight, I said, you know what? When karma come back and get you, when you're gonna have to think about me when somebody does that to your daughter. He dang near wanted to run me over with his car. Okay. Oh, now you got.
But you don't play about it when
daughter.
See.
Wow.
I'm somebody, but now you got to put yourself in my shoes and think about somebody doing what you did to me, to your daughter. You screaming from the top of your lungs. You about to crash into a pole. Right. Oh, funny how that works. But you know, people, and I had to pray too. Like, I wouldn't even wish that on their girls, what they've done to people. Right. I wouldn't wish that on them. I was watching an interview on P. Diddy too, and he's talking about, I tell my girl, save it, don't do it, don't. But you taking everybody else's girl stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
But you want yours to save their stuff. It ain't no good if you give it up. Oh, now that's the part that really gets me, is how do you guys have the audacity to treat someone else's child effed up, but then you want your children treated like princess? That's the part that I never understood.
It's a sick mentality.
They don't have their mom. That's another, like, for them not to have, you know, their mother.
I mean, that doesn't make an excuse though, because there's a lot of us that don't have mothers, and you know, or grew up without a mom in the home. And I feel like, you know, I'm a great mom. I was a great wife. I was a great, you know, like I kill it. Like I'm nothing like, you know, and that's nothing towards my mom because I love her. But everybody struggles with their own things, and some people choose, you know, substances or alcohol or whatever. And that's just more important to them. And I just feel like, you know, not to put too much of my business out there, but yeah, just because I don't like when people say that, well, they didn't have a mom, or they didn't have, like, I didn't have none of that either. And I turned out okay. I mean, I made some, you know, I made some mistakes in the past, you know, but I mean, as far as like today and where I'm at now, like it's like black and white, it's night and day. So it's not always about not having a mom in the home. It's just about who you are and how you know what I mean? A lot of people are not blessed like that, and they don't have all of that, and they still turn out to be pretty decent people. So.
Right. I'm just, and I understand. I'm just saying, like, for those girls right now, the little girls, you know, not having their mom because she passed, and then now seeing all this was going on because they still probably didn't know all this about their dad.
I don't think so.
They think that's their hero, and then now to see this, and then now they're gonna bring the mom. They're talking about reopening that thing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because there's so much about that they didn't know, and now it's being revealed and exposed. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I feel really bad.
I think they'll still believe their dad though. I hope not. Whatever comes out, even like I think OJ Simpson kids, right? Wasn't his kids still actively involved? That's a whole other story too. But you know, kids love their parents, and I just feel like they're going to.
That's a fact, though. Kids,
love you, Ariel.
You know,
kids are gonna love their
parents. I just feel like they're gonna love their parents anyways. It's just like my kid. If she go run over a person, I'm gonna still try to help my kid. You know what I mean?
Of course.
So I guess that's where, you know, I know that they love their dad. I really hate this for those girls because they blossom to be such beautiful young girls. But you know, they've been through losing your mom. This probably right here is like, you know what? When you get hurt so deep, and I'm sure when they lost that, it cuts you. This right here is, I'm sure they're hurt. But I'm sure it doesn't take to the pain of losing their mother. Right. You know what I mean? So
describable.
Yeah. So I think they'll be okay. They're living their life. I'm sure they're hurting inside. Because even my mom, when she went through with her dad, my granddad was a pastor, and my mom thought he was just this perfect man. And then towards the end, some things got revealed. And my mom was extremely hurt. I think it still affects her, you know, probably today. She says no, but you know, my mom is a soldier. She ain't gonna tell you if something bothered her, even if it did. So, but I could see where, you know, she thought her dad, she put him on a pedestal. You know, she thought he was perfect, and that's where it goes to show you put somebody on a pedestal, God gonna show you. He the only one.
He's gonna reveal who they really are.
We gotta be real careful where we place people.
And also, though, like, he's like already a very manipulative person, so I feel like he's obviously manipulated his children too.
Of course,
daughters, like especially, like fathers have such a strong like impression on their young daughters. That they've been very manipulated by him at this point.
Right,
absolutely,
definitely.
But boy, if they open up this case and they start showing stuff and it comes out that maybe he had some stuff, or they show stuff he was doing to her that they probably didn't know, that's gonna that's
my fear. That's my fear. Is like, what if he was doing something? You know what I mean? And you know, he's so weird like that I wouldn't put like, you know.
A lot of people say he was.
Honestly, I wouldn't even put it past him.
He was that know them. A lot of people say he was.
Yeah. But I think too, they're still going to. I feel like the manipulator, like you said, he is. I feel like with him, he's probably, I don't know if he's telling them don't watch your phone, don't watch your TV, but he's had them for so long. It's gonna take some, even if they show the evidence, I think they would probably pretty much have to show him actually taking her out before they even believe him, you know?
They have videos of him. Look at how he was kicking her in the blanket.
That's what I want to know. I want to know how they feel once that video came out.
They can clearly see that's your dad. That is your dad. So, I mean, I don't, you know.
Whew, that's a hard one.
Right, my back is sweaty. I need to change my shirt.
I actually didn't even mean to take it that I knew when I brought that up. See, now we took it to a whole, I mean, to like dampen the mood and all that.
Hot in here.
Right.
We needed it.
We don't play about the kids, though.
You can't bring that up to 4 women and then not expect us to go down.
I know. But I just had to ask, you know, because I wanted your take on it. It's you know, it's big, and you all are women. Especially when, you know, like Pi, and you start talking about the things you've been through. I know that probably, you know, has affected you in some sort by seeing all of this right now.
Oh yes,
definitely, yes.
Yeah, little triggers.
It made me want to tell my story. You know, that's when I finally was like, okay, it's time for me to tell my story, because, you know, you can be embarrassed. You can be like, oh, but we do have a voice. And I'm so proud of Cassie, because we do feel like no one's going to believe us. We do. But there's so many women that this show right here, G-Lew, we don't know who is going to help. You know, because so many women are still going through it. I remember I drove for Uber, and this lady, her husband was like stalking her and beating her then. And she was so beautiful, and she could barely go get her hair done. And I just can't. I've been through abuse, but I ain't been trapped. Like, I can get going. You know, the abuse I got, I took it and went right back. But to actually be trapped, and, you know, she was Egypt, actually. So that's a whole different type of
culture. It's a whole different culture,
you know? Yeah, so it's a lot of things that I've seen. But, you know, I just pray that women get the strength. One thing I will say about a woman is, if she deal with your mess for 20 years, she gonna leave you one day. But here's another sad part. This is the part that kills me, is when a woman finally decides to leave, that's been with the person that long. 8 out of 10, guess what the man end up doing?
He gonna reverse it and try to keep her.
Killing them.
Oh.
You know, killing them. You know, I had a friend that husband, when she finally left, I hadn't seen her in a while, and I remember just thinking about her a week before her husband killed her, and I was like, I wonder if she left him. And when she finally got the boss to leave him, he killed her dead. And then the police
I've heard of stories like that too. That's fucking crazy.
So that's another thing you got to worry about. When you finally get the courage and the strength to leave these monsters, they're
but that just feels like you have something in your back, or like
you always have to look over your shoulder.
Yeah, you're looking over at your shoulders every time.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
When you leave situations like those, it triggers you. Any little things, from a car to a restaurant or whatever, things like that, it really does trigger you.
That's why I was saying earlier, like, how does that affect you later on, like future? Like,
it stays.
You know what I mean?
It stays.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, that's why we
the
try
trauma
to move
doesn't
past
leave.
it, but not all of us can.
Right.
Cassie said it right. I think we'll forever be healing from it.
Yeah,
I think you'll forever, but you'll get better. The days definitely get better. But, you know, I thought I was okay, G-Lew, until I saw what DD did. It brought back as if I was living in that again. And that's when I think for me, I was pushing it away so much, because of course he's going to say it didn't happen. Of course, when I did decide to call the police, they stop you and they tell you like, oh, you got to call. This is what gets me too. You have to call where it actually happened. So they really don't care about you. It shouldn't matter where I call to get the help that I need. You know what I mean? So they're not really here to help you. And see, she had a tape. Even the guy, when he beat me up, I had the lump on my head, and he's like, you made me do this. You hit me first. And I'm like, I hit you first, bro. And you just do
the way they lie, though.
And, you know, but that's what they do. They lie. And then without evidence, you start thinking you're crazy. You start trying to play back things. So I'm so glad that Cassie had that video, because I think that was a start for our voice to be heard.
Yeah, for sure. She really did open a whole new door for everybody.
She opened a new door for us, because that happens. It's not just Cassie that, oh, she's lying. That's everywhere. Since I was 18 years old, my first abuse, it was like, it's not true. Even when my face was, it's like, okay, what is this? Oh, you did that. Did I? Oh,
People are
okay.
people are cold.
Hey,
Yeah. Okay.
let me ask you this, ladies. Okay, like I asked Pi earlier, and she says, well, she hasn't been in a relationship since then. But like, how again does it affect like future relationships, or even the guys that now maybe you seek out? Because women too, at the same time, you know, a lot of women like certain type of guys, right? So they learn too what comes with some of these guys, you know, and that's part of the problem too, right? But at the same time, say future, like okay, future guys now, okay, maybe I want to look for this guy, a different type of guy. You know, I don't know how that affects you in that sense, because women like the type of men they like, right? So now do I just go get a square dude or a different dude or whatever? And then sometimes you find out these dudes are even worse.
Yeah.
You know, so how does that work?
I feel like you just have to be, you know, very selective. Like Pionis was saying, you know, she hasn't dated in 4 years. I feel like it always, like she was saying, it's always there. And how you deal with it. Well, for me personally, I feel like it kind of like tainted a lot of my relationships, because I've had domestic violence abuse as well. So in every relationship moving forward, I've always had like some issues or trust or you know, fear of being abandoned or fear of not doing something right. And people will look at me and say, like, girl, not you. Like, you have the best confidence. But when you're in a relationship or you're with somebody, it's like you're a different person. You're not that person that your friends see or your family see. You're a different person. So for me, I'm just very selective. I'm very picky, and because, like I said, it has affected all of my relationships. I won't say a lot of them. Every relationship I've had since I was, you know, abused, it's my relationships have suffered because of it. And I'm gonna say I'm probably a problem, but you know,
I'm in the exact same boat, because I feel like my trust issues, like they have seep into the next relationship. And then the guys love to throw around the insecure
good job, Sierra.
word.
I'm glad they called.
You're stop being so insecure, and then that's a trigger, because it's like, no, like I've been through it, and your guard is up.
Absolutely.
That's what it is. And it's like, for me personally, like it's super hard to date or be with anybody else after trauma.
Yeah, same.
Right.
And then basically it's like
not even
when
interested.
you get into a new relationship, it's like when you set boundaries and they don't want to be in your boundaries, it's like, okay, well, that's a red flag, because now you're not respecting me, nor my privacy, nor how I feel. And then like also reassurances and stuff like that. It's like you really got to take those into consideration when you're getting into a new relationship. If they can't respect you, then there's no respect
that's already
future.
a sign.
Like, you know, it's already a sign, a red flag, basically telling you like, hey, he's not the one. He's already disrespected you by calling you out your name or something, or just like, oh, I'm not going to do what you asked me to by not talking to a female just because you don't like it and you don't feel a certain way.
Exactly.
It's not that, it's respect.
Yeah.
When you give them respect, it'll give them that reassurance, like, hey, you know,
We're really on the same team here. We're not enemies. We're on the same team.
Yeah. And then, you know, it's like, but when you start giving the other, you know, females attention and stuff like that, you're going to trigger us in that whole, you know, past of what we've had. And then it's just going to keep going forward.
Yeah.
And that's what we don't want to carry on with us.
Dang.
In our relationship, in our future relationships and things like that.
It's just so hard not to, I feel like.
Yeah. It really is. People are like, oh, but you're so pretty, or oh, you can get anybody you want, but it has nothing. It's so much more than just looks. Yeah. Like it doesn't have nothing to do with if you look this way, it doesn't. It's, you know, it's something that's
you guys know what you're trying to do. It's not, you know what it's about.
Most men, they can talk their talk, honestly.
Yeah, but I feel
say
like
that, and
point where I'm like,
goes for females.
I'm like, no.
Hey, you know what too? I've noticed too, like all of this, what you're saying, and now over the years, and shout out to everyone in the comments. We got some ladies in here.
I know.
Ladies, man. But you know what? I think this is kind of a good and a bad, because now it has gotten to the point where our society and a lot of females and ladies too have taken it upon themselves, just like Pi said, to be very independent and really less needing of a man. You know, and it's like I said, it's a good and a bad, because women are gaining their empowerment, but it's getting to a point where
we have to be so masculine all the time. And where's our femininity?
Because the men don't give us that.
When
That
can we
part.
be a girl? When can we
Yes, I know.
relax? When can we take our fucking hardcore demeanor off and be like, I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? When can I be soft?
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying now to a point that the women are manning up, almost, sorry to say like that, but manning up to the point where they are more
It's true.
masculine than the men. The men are
It's
becoming,
true.
it's demasculating the men as well, because
Mhm.
a lot of like weird dudes out here these days, you know what I mean? And a lot of more women that are becoming more empowered and independent.
And
And let me ask you this, ladies, and go a little left, right? Do you think too, because now I'm seeing more and more like women, like you said, not needing guys, and now turning more to like women on women relationships, you know what I mean? Whether they've been that way or trying it out, I don't know. But I'm seeing more of that too. You think that plays a part too? Because like some women are just fed up. Let me
I'm
try
gonna
this.
speak for myself. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm gonna speak for myself. When I got divorced, it turned me off from men, and I dated women for 10 years. And I bet that's something my bad bunnies didn't even know, because I don't think we touched grounds on that. But I did. Yeah, I dated women for 10 years after my divorce, and that's just because I just got like such a bad taste. And nothing, I mean, we're good now and everything is good, and you know what I mean? We have our children together and it's all good. But at the time I was so young, and I just didn't know a lot about life. But yeah, I just
So how did that? So you said you did it for 10 years, so you didn't do it anymore. And let me ask you this. Hold on.
no, not anymore. I'm over it.
Okay, well, okay, because that was my part too. Like some women I know are really like that, and then some try it, and then I want to know how that works. And then second of all, I've heard too that women can get in women relationships, but they can have the same issues too with the women.
Yeah,
So
that's
how does
so
that
true.
work?
It's worse because
It's worse. I
because
think
the
it's
worse.
worse
Yes,
because
women are emotional.
here's the thing that I realized. Okay, see, back then I did date a girl one time.
Okay.
And we dated for a year, but that's because I was just tired, man. I was like how I am now. And see, I prayed like, God, I want to be how I was back then. I didn't care, man. When I got out of that relationship, I didn't think twice about no man. I was doing me. And so then my ex went to jail, and I kind of didn't know. We were married. And when he went to jail, I was like, well, maybe he won't be so mad that it's a girl, but I'm not going to tell him like it's a girl that's the boy kind. I ain't going to tell him all that, but hey, we're just saying. And then, I thought it would be good, but here's the thing. I started realizing, because she was butch, so I wasn't allowed to see things. She's not going to tell me, excuse me, y'all. She's not going to tell me when she's bleeding and all this stuff. But then there would be certain points, and you don't know nothing about this, G-Lew, but when my girly thing is coming, I'm about resting. My daughter be like, Mama, I'm gonna pack my bags, and I be ready to rip.
Me too. I be so evil.
See me mean? I tell people, give me once a month.
I be so mean.
Because I can't be nice all the time. Because when these hormones, whatever's going on up in there, I'm ready to kill the couch. I be ready to just go in on it. Whoever, just get away. But what I started realizing with the girl is, why we keep fighting once a month? And then I sneak and see your tampons. Oh, ho, you bleeding when I'm bleeding. Huh? That's what all this. You probably like it's me. But you bleeding when I'm bleeding, because when you're around girls, your cycle
kind of like
around the same time.
Mm-hmm. It goes
so
in
now,
so
it could be a roommate, it could be a partner. So that was the part I won't do that again. It was fun while I lasted. She was still good. She still reaches out to me every now and again. And that was 10 plus years, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
No,
so
it was an experience.
Hold on, let me ask you ladies this. So let me ask you this. Another 2-part question. Because all of you said, well, not all of you, but 2 of you said you just tried it. Okay, it wasn't for me. How do you know, like I that's confusing too, because even women, can do that. Let me try this. A dude could never play around like that. So what do you say?
I mean, you'd be surprised.
Once you go over here, you gotta stay. So how does that work for a female that you can do that? And then second question is, like, Pi, you mentioned the butch thing. That always puzzled me, right? Because I see a lot, and I see a badass female, right? And she be with a butch, and nowadays the butches be real, like they be thugged out. You know how they
be thugged out.
I don't get it. I'm like, if you just gonna be, why don't you just be with a dude? If it's like,
because
it's an emotional thing more, G-Lew, because a man doesn't know,
because a girl's like your best friend and your
be gentle. A man was basically put here to work and go do all the hard labor and go do all the rough stuff. Women, see, a woman understands you. She understands your body. That's what I realized from that, because men don't really understand that. Like my mom used to say, a woman's job is never done. The husband go to work, come home, and he don't do nothing else. He sit down. But me, even though I'm a housewife, I do more work than him because my job don't stop.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's more of an emotional thing because men wasn't really made to be emotional, even though they are emotional.
Right.
They don't know how to be comforting. They were made to be tough. And see, for women, like I learned to be tough. But I realized that me, whoever my partner is, he's going to have to be gentle with me. See, the old me used to think that me and my boyfriend didn't love each other unless we picking up bottles and cracking each other upside the head with it. Because once the abuse started, if that makes sense, I don't want to sit here like I'm innocent. But once I got abused, I became an abuser. Does that make sense?
Right.
So, you know, I became an abuser. So it was like, if I see you looking at me crazy, I got to hit you first because I got to get that first hit because you're a man, you're stronger. I know you can tear me up, but I'm going to at least bop you one good time and make something bleed so you know I got you and don't play with me. Okay. But as I got older, I realized that toxicness, and once I allowed God to work on me, I need a man to be the man because I still want me a little, you know, a little hood, a little something. But you got to be gentle with me. See, I dated somebody and he didn't, there's a way to not take my mess because I'm a little firecracker sometimes, but he never raised his voice to me. He never cussed at me. He was gentle with me. But boy, when I would pop off because that little thing came, he would just, one example, I'm just fussing and he just said, click. And then just I had to think about my actions.
It humbles.
I hate when
and
they
I'm
do
like,
that.
Hello.
I hate that.
I realized that whoever my partner is, that's one thing he's going to have to be, is he's going to have to be gentle with me. You can get the world from me by being gentle. If you're aggressive, then I'm going to become aggressive. And then once you let that toxicness into your relationship, I feel like, how do you get back from that? Because now I've never been in a relationship
I won't look at you the same.
Toxic started and then it was just good. It was just like, now it's toxic. It's toxic. I don't want toxic anymore.
But how do we now? But now the question is too, how do we get the men like to understand what you are saying? Because I think even now the men, some of the men and the women are confused of what they want. Again, like I said, the women have got so kind of hard now, you know, to where, okay, a man and sometimes a man don't know what to do because he don't want to be soft, like, you know, and be, like you said, gentle when he needs to be, you know what I mean? He wants to seem soft. So these men, especially these younger men these days, are confused on, first of all, how to really be men, and second of all, treat a woman properly.
Yeah, and then what I don't understand is like now men nowadays rely on the woman because they seen that these women can hold themselves. They're more masculine, and then the men becomes feminine. They want to rely on the female.
Yes,
and it's like, why do you guys do all that? But then it's like all of us females, we work hard to, you know, get where we are, or we try to change ourselves, and then you guys want to become females now. So it's like, why even be with a man if he's gonna act like a female at the same time?
But that's what I'm saying. How do we reteach them? Because a lot of times the women,
these men will have to learn on their own at some point. But sometimes, I mean, that's why when a mother figure is very important, because she will teach these men to nurture, to show love and care and all that thing that every female needs. Because then once they see that their mother is in that situation, they're not going to want their mother to be in that. So they're going to be like, oh, I've seen my mom been through this. My mom's been through that. I'm not going to act like that. I'm not going to act like so-and-so. So they're going to change as they grow. And then it'll be in a time where, you know, not everybody, you know, grows at a certain pace, but it'll eventually come to them and they're like, oh, okay, now I understand what everything is, or what they were saying, what my mother's saying, and so was saying. Sense. Now it's clicking in, and then they're going to start changing on their own, because some men won't change, and you can never force these men to change because they're hard-headed sometimes. So they will have to change on their own, honestly.
That's a fact.
And you know what? You're going to just get nothing but older. That's it. Time don't stop for nobody.
Nope.
Hey, but look too, and I think that's important that you said that, because a lot of times now I think a lot of these younger men are not.
People take time for granted too, though.
Yeah, but they're not being raised right now, right? So sometimes women get in these relationships with these men, and a lot of times
don't even respect their mothers, who cuss their moms out, who cuss their sisters out. They have no respect for women. They don't even like women. So why are you with the woman?
But look, now a lot of these women now they're dating or they want to date younger men too. So it's like now you're taking on that role, and sometimes you're now almost taking on you're kind of raising that man too, because you fall in love so fast or whatever. Once you have feelings, you're locked in. So you're taking in whatever comes with that, right? You know what I mean? Whatever's going on, the sex, whatever's good. So now all these things come along, and you're taking on these things. So you're almost raising this man too, and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's horrible because I did
and
that.
they will go along for the ride until you have nothing left.
It's too much responsibility. They don't want to do no.
I know, like for us, because we've talked about it, like we just get hit on by younger guys.
Yeah.
All the time, and it's like, fuck that.
I would never.
The attention
you guys, every time it's never like an older man. They're always these little boys, and I'm like,
right.
No.
And some of them got a future ahead of them. Some of them don't. Some of them just want that image, and it's like, for what? What is an image for you?
To impress their friends, to impress their boys.
But it's like, are you really gonna love somebody? Are you gonna be growing old with your friends? Are you gonna have a kid with your friend? No, you're not. You're gonna have a kid with your partner. That's the reason why they are your partner.
Right.
You know, you build with your partner, and that's how you get further in life.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, this is deep. This is deep.
Ooh, we hit all the topics.
This was deep. Oh goodness.
We getting deep on a Friday night.
Okay. But you know what? These are things, G-Lew, that need to be talked about and spoke about, you know? And I think men need to hear, because honestly, I really look like, I always tell myself, like, whoever my husband is, like, that's gonna be one luck. Because I know, let me tell you something, that one that was abusing me, that's when I realized I could be a good wife. Before that, I don't think so. But I was trying to do, I think what I took out of that, because I always try to take something from a crazy situation. And what I took from that was that I could be a good wife. I could cater to someone who was, but like I said, it's going to take a very special person, because I gave this heart so easily. The right man is going to fight for my heart. Yeah. And if he doesn't want to fight for my heart, G-Lew, like I said, I am perfectly okay with being by yourself. And that's okay. You know, that's the
thing, like, because I feel like a lot of women, like, these days, they feel like, oh, they gotta get any guy they can. Like, I gotta settle. Every man.
Like they're running out of time to get somebody.
Fuck that. Yeah, and we're like selective with the people that we fuck with, you know?
Right.
You have to be nowadays. You really can't just, you know?
Because that's your future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Hey, this is deep.
This was, I love it.
This was deep, but let me go lighten up a bit. Let's talk about get off the men and craziness.
Okay.
Let's talk about you ladies now for a bit. The Bad Bunnies. What's going on with the Bad Bunnies? Like, we talked about the collective, what you guys got going on. Like, what do you guys bringing as a Bad Bunny collective to these ladies out here, or whoever you want to?
Advice, wisdom, not just, I wouldn't even say stories, but real life experience. You know, because I feel like all of us, like, we've all walked different paths, but it's all been like a struggle. You know what I mean? We've all been through different roads, but it's been difficult. And I just feel like as a group and as an individual, we can come to women and just let them know, like, you're not alone. You know, you might feel like you are. You might not have no one to pick up the phone and call because you're afraid to let people know what's really going on. I feel like that's what happens a lot of times, is people are embarrassed to talk about it. But I feel like this group, we encourage, we promote love, we promote, woman empowerment. We promote, just, I'm sorry, because my dog is in the background.
I've been hearing that dog the whole time. Like, somebody has their dog right there.
Yeah,
baby. Go grab her really quickly.
It's just a sisterhood, G-Lew. Like, like I said, I don't know, because there is some girls that missed a few. There was a lot. I started with 16 girls. I have
sorry guys,
about 6 now, and then I have about 4. We call them Bad Bunnies extras. They're just like, when I promote things, they can come out with us, because I don't really want to bring people into the group until I've gotten to know them. They went out with us a couple times, and I have a heart to be able to deal with more. Lori's more of like, I'm good with my group. Like
I'm
it's
good
too
because
much,
I don't want to, you know.
For me, it's like I think big, G-Lew.
She wants to give chances.
I want the Bad Bunnies to be all over the world. Do you hear me? So 6 of us ain't gonna be able to be all over the world at once. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, you know, I do have something called the Bad Bunnies Extras, where the girls are kind of like substitutes, I guess. We're kind of trying them out, see how they are. And then we'll see if they enter to be a Bad Bunny. It's just kind of a test run. Because I want to do everything, G-Lew. My mind is so big. It doesn't stop here. You know, I want to do everything to support women. My ultimate goal is to, you know, get us a reality show and just
I was going to ask you that. I was going to ask you that next.
Yes, I really do, because I really feel like we bring something different to the table to show the world that you can have it. And we're not going to always be peaches and cream, but you don't have to go busting somebody upside the head. Like for me, I've already lived that life.
Right.
So I'm trying to get to a place where I can be with a group of girls and we can travel the world together. We can have our stacks of money together. We can provide for our families together. I can't think little money, G-Lew. My parents have bust their butt to take care of me, to love me. And I want to buy them their own home. I want to make sure they're good. And I know the girls in this group want to do the same for their family. I want to be able to take care of my entire family. So for me, I have to think big, but I definitely do want us a reality show so we can show the world that you don't have to be, you can win with a group of girls. Like we've already been beat up enough. Like, why do I need to beat you up when you've already got beat up enough? I'm sure most of us, I'm telling you, it's quite a few that, experienced abuse. Shout out to the women who have not had that experience, but G-Lew, it's a lot of women.
And we're not saying all men are bad and all men are abusers.
Of course
like,
not.
That's not at all what we're saying. We're just talking about our personal experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, right. I was gonna ask you too. I was gonna ask you about a reality series and all that. But I want to ask you too. What separates you, or what do you want the people to know? Like, what separates you? Because they're gonna see like the Bad Bunnies, and now you have so many bad, the bad this, bad that, and speaking of reality and all that, you see mostly what comes with that. So how can people even now know to separate? Oh, they're Bad Bunnies, but they're nothing like those other baddies. And
we're not.
And you're right, and we're not, because we're not going to be throwing each other off buses and getting drunk and fighting each other and doing all that crazy.
Yes, they're gonna see
the big thing right there.
I want them to see us doing our photo shoots together, where I'm like, girl, you look good, girl. Hey, get it, boo. You know, stuff like that. I think we are such a fun group. Like, I'm telling you, the production team that I left, right? He told me, oh, you're not going to make it. That's not entertainment. And when we go out, G-Lew, that's entertainment. I watch our videos all day long. I don't even need to watch nothing else. When I tell you we have a time, we have a time. But I'm so sad we don't have this reality show right now, because y'all missed some episodes.
Okay.
Y'all missed some episodes, I'm telling you.
We need our own YouTube channel.
For real,
we need to do a vlog. Like, we could do a vlog and have like so much content already, because like every single time we go somewhere, something crazy happens with us. Like,
always. And we have all the videos to prove it.
Every single time, like, why? We need our own YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So.
There you go.
I think that's a great idea, Aaron. I think that would be like something that would, something next that we all need to sit down as a group. And
that will awesome. And that will kick it off to where you guys start bringing in your own stuff, and then people will see that. That's going to bring the deals and all that.
Okay, and then pitch it to a network and a little real.
Period, like you say. That's all.
Period.
I love it.
Yes, that's gonna be our saying on period.
Period. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. That's my first time hearing that. I like that. I
just want to say one more thing too. Is like, I feel like what sets us apart is like, we are all shapes, we're all sizes, we're all colors, we're all everything. We aren't all fake. We're not all BBL girls. We're not all professional.
I think that
we come from all walks of life. We natural, hey?
I love that.
And that's another topic that I would love to talk about too, because
that's what makes us
people
unique.
get mad when you talk about your natural body, but I always tell, like, they would get mad, and I just tell people you don't even know could you imagine every person knows what it feels like to be insecure, at least every woman, you know.
We get
and
that.
so with that being said, for me, I used to want a boob job because my boobs are huge and I couldn't wear certain things and whatever the case may be. And I wanted to get them done, but for whatever reason, God told me no. And so can you imagine having to suffer and truly learn to love yourself for who you are and actually listen to God because you're trying to fit in and look like everybody else.
Yes.
And I did that.
Yes.
And now I love myself. Like my boobs are I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't do it. And you know,
yes, girl.
Yeah.
I
so
love
that's
that.
another thing. People get mad that you say that. I walked in a club one day and I felt good. One of the girls was like, and there go one without a BBL. And I said, oh, how you know I ain't got,
That's
I don't know what I ain't
it's
looking
a
at everybody
compliment.
BBLs and what
It
they
is
got
a
going on.
compliment, man. I love
because
I love
half of
to
these
see
girls
women
nowadays
stay
are all
natural.
plastic.
They're all
That's what I'm saying. I just
with the
want
butt, like it's too much.
I'd be so glad when that phases out. Like women stay natural.
Right.
It dies out.
God made you how you're supposed to be. You know, even if you don't like
Gotta
it,
love
you're special for whatever reason or how you look. Embrace it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And it takes a hell of a woman, and that's why I respect these women so much, because it takes a hell of a woman to say, I am going to love every bit of me and I'm not going to change it. I got flaws too. I got stuff people be, I got rolls, I got cellulite, I got boobs that's hanging. I got all that.
Flaws. Everyone got flaws. And
We all do.
People you think, and see, that's another thing that people get twisted. Even the most perfect, the ones who quote unquote don't look like they have flaws.
Oh, thank you,
but on the inside, they're fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's a lot that goes with that stuff too, because some of the prettiest girls have be the ugliest.
Ooh,
exactly.
It's so true. Stop it.
Yes.
It is so true.
It's
Lori,
you already know
that, girl.
I already
know that.
So,
you know,
for us, I feel like we even had to go through another type of trauma to actually accept the way that we are. See, a lot of people don't have to accept, oh, girl, I'm going to get a BBL. I'm going to go get my lips done. I actually, and I'm only speaking for me, I had to literally learn to love myself from the top of my head to the sole of my feet.
Girl,
because he wouldn't allow me to do surgery. And so that's a whole nother trauma. Nobody's seeing the times that you're crying in your room because you're not happy with the way that you
make you happy. Because all that's not going to still make you happy at the end of the day. It's not. You know?
And I believe you, G-Lew, because this lady told me, one thing she told me when I was just crying to her, like, he won't let me get my boobs in. I don't know what's wrong. Everything would go wrong when I would go to my appointments. And finally, I was just like, you know what, whatever. You don't want me to do this. I'm tired of going through this. I'm not doing it. And this lady said, you let me tell you something, honey. When you start tampering with the way that God made you, you will never be happy with yourself. And I didn't know what she was talking about back then. But if you see these people that's getting their boobs done, that's getting these BBLs and getting their lips done, what do they keep doing, G-Lew? They keep going back for more. Keep going back for more because they're not happy. And ladies, I love you guys. If you have your BBLs and your boobs, I am not knocking you. I love you. You are beautiful. Preference. But I'm
trust me, I wanted to get some done because I
love myself and not be able to fix what I didn't like. That speaks of who you are, and I think that goes to show why we're so strong too. Is because we've had to take it all, G-Lew. We've had to endure it all, and we've had to. No matter what we felt in the booties that we're seeing in front of us, or the boobs, the perfect bodies.
Yeah.
We still got to show up to these photo shoots. We still got to show up to these things and still be like, and go again. It would be like, suck it in, girl. Okay, here you go. So
I get it. I learned as a young man, like, you know, there's so much stuff that women go through, and, you know, want to, you know, like enter that people don't know. Like, you guys go through so much, like you said, your cycles, and, you know, when you're not feeling the greatest, or when you want to be pretty, and, you know, all that stuff. So we understand, you know, what women go through, but at the same time, like, I just think it's got to a point where still you, at the end of the day, you have to accept, you know, who you are, because like you just said, a lot of these women are doing all this stuff and they're still not happy. They want to do more and more and more, and it just gets worse. And then at the end of the day, you're definitely way more not happy than you were before.
Yeah,
and you can tell,
and
like,
you can't fix it.
Up.
It's done. You can't reverse it.
It's way worse, and it's way worse now. And it's like, oh my God.
You know,
thank you.
we aren't haters at all, right? So like when we went to the club, we're throwing the money at the girls, right? Yeah. And they're looking at us like with a crazy eye, and we're like,
right,
we're supporting you ladies. Like we're not hating at all. Like we support all girls. Like we're so loving and supportive, and like we get most of the hate towards us, but that's okay. We just keep on
we're
being
different.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
because we're different. They can't
we're
handle
very
us.
different, and I love it. You know, I love this for us, G-Lew. Like I've had to learn very early on it's okay to be different. I was always the one. I don't know. They call it the black sheep. I call myself like the white sheep, but maybe I had a little tan or a little spot or something. Y'all ain't singling me out like that. Let me tell you something. I ain't even claiming that darkness. So I'm a stick over here. But you know, I was always different. You know, and I didn't understand the thing. And even sometimes I do be like, gosh, just last year all three of my sisters were pregnant, and here I am, the only one not pregnant. And I'm like, God, I'm always left out somewhere. I see them toting them car seats, G-Lew. I'm like, oh, you know what I needed, not me.
You could just
be, not me.
You could be auntie. You could be auntie and take care of the kid, but give them back. But you could give them back.
Babies love me so much. I'm the one the auntie that get all dressed up and they just be coming to me, and I just soak it all in, auntie little babies. So I'm good right there. But you know what? I've had to learn. The best thing in life is to be different. That's what's gonna set you aside from everybody else, and that's why I do like. If you see these girls, look, you got a little brown skin, you got a little dark skin, you got a little lighter skin, you got a different shape, a little skinny one.
All of y'all are different. All of y'all, and I love that.
Yeah, I love it too. And that's why I started too, because I was tired when I was younger. When I was telling you about the modeling agency, I was crying watching the TV. Like, why do you have to be tall? Why do you have to be this way? And I always wanted my own, because I didn't like society telling me, oh, well, you have to look this way. Well, what about the ones that got a little roll? What about the ones that's short? We're still beautiful too.
Exactly.
So you mean to tell me that I can't be a model? And I'm going to tell you what changed my life and made me think that I could actually make it is watching Winnie Harlow. When I seen her, when she won, that's how young I was looking at the TV. When she won, that's when I said, okay, it's okay to be different. I can be different, and I can make it. And I can make it. And ever since then, I never gave up on myself. So shout out to her too for, giving that to us to be different and know that you can be different and that you can.
And being different is beautiful.
How let me ask you this. How because all of you are different in your own right. I mean, even from race to everything, right? So I want to ask a two-part question is because it seems like a good thing too, but like how did you all get to learn each other and how was that for females learning? Because all of you all are different. I could just see that by talking to you all. All of you all are different in your own right, but still come together as one. So how was that learning one another? And is that a good thing? You think that all of you all are different? Because if you all were maybe just the same, you will have the same.
It could get boring, maybe.
Right.
Maybe it could get boring because it's like the same thing.
It's honestly, it's kind of been like a process of elimination, right? Like if we don't all vibe together, it just kind of like would die off on its own, and like the ones that were stronger kind of more gravitated towards each other.
That is so true. The ones that are meant to be
each other's
kind of like just
no matter where we're
away.
Right.
So that is so true.
Right.
Ooh, Ariel, you coming strong tonight, girl.
Okay.
I love it, girl.
Ariel coming with it, and she is gonna get her point across. Ariel said, "Hold on a minute."
I
love it.
I'm passionate about this.
But I think too, we respect each other's boundaries. And let me just say this, G-Lew, like I said, with going through what I've been going through, like the other day, I had like a really rough day. Probably the girls had never seen me. I just woke up like the beast woke up. The beast, she woke up, G-Lew. She woke up. I didn't give a darn, and I do regret my actions today. But one thing I can say is that even when I was fussing at everybody, I was going off, and I want to shout out to Asian Kitty because I just wasn't in the right place with her.
At a birthday party,
actually took the time because I was like, "Girl, bye, done. I'm done." And she actually picked up the phone to call me. See, a lot of people would have been like, even me, I couldn't even would have been like, "Oh, you talking to me like girl, bye." But the fact that she picked up that phone and said, "Baby girl, let's fix it," I needed that. And I had to tell her, here I am again telling you, I am so sorry. But I needed that. I need those type of girls to know that I'm gonna have a rough. I can't be Miss Nice Girl, especially dealing with a bunch of
we
girls.
all have
Right.
our
I'm about
times and
ready
days, and that's the thing that I think that we all can see that not all of us have a happy life or whatever. We all go through struggles and things like that. And you know what? It's always good that regardless of how we are or how we're feeling, we can always come and talk to each other, and then try to communicate, figure out what went wrong.
Yeah.
And we will always fix.
And fix it.
Fix. That's one thing we do. We will fix what.
That's how you know when
our
someone's real
units.
too. When you have like maybe a misunderstanding or a disagreement, but you guys try to fix it.
Right.
And deal with it because that person is important enough for you to want to fix it. Because some people are just not even worth the time. But I love that, like she said, we can all, no matter if somebody maybe offended somebody or something came out wrong or something was misunderstood, like we can always, just
pick up the phone
about
and just
Also,
take a breather because. Go ahead, Ariel.
It's rare to have a group of women that all get along at anyways. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that. Like groups of girls generally don't get along with each other. So when you find a group of girls that can all do that, it's so it's awesome beautiful to me. I don't know, yeah.
And then even the fact that even though Pi had an issue with me and I called her because I did not, to me in my soul I felt like, oh my God, like what happened? I feel like I'm dying. Oh my God, I need in a sense it's like you need her forgiveness in a sense.
Killing it back there with the background.
For some reason, when you have genuine loving people with you, you need.
I don't think she can hear us.
No,
I would like your background. We're loving it.
I don't know who did that.
I don't know.
You did it.
You got power over there, girl. Go ahead.
I'm like, what's
girl.
going on? She disappeared in the fucking fireworks.
I just seen that too. I was like, wait, what's going on?
Oh my God.
Wow, you got power.
But like I was
Kitty.
saying, like when I had that situation with Pi, to me, like in my heart, I felt like, why?
Look,
I
see?
need look at that.
Okay.
No, girl, you got something going on over there.
Off right now. Your thing is going off, babe. Sorry. Can she hear? Can she see what's going on?
When you want that someone in your life and you genuinely love them, you're gonna do anything possible. You're gonna talk. You're gonna communicate. Things like that, because why these things are important to you as it is important to them. Because if it, they felt a certain type of way, and having them feel a certain type of way, and you doing the same thing, like you just it doesn't feel normal anymore. And then when you guys kind of like come back and talk to it and try to figure it out, sometimes things don't go the same way, and then you kind of like break loose, and things like that go separate ways because it's not the same anymore how it was in the beginning. But if you guys love each other, genuinely pray for each other, love each other, honestly, it'll come back together.
Yeah,
Asian
it
Kitty.
did, because I just had a rough day.
Just for me.
I had a
because I love you, Pi. Like because like girl, man, we had a one-on-one talk, and I was literally crying. I can hear her crying.
Yeah, we
see, those are the best conversations.
Asian Kitty. Do you have special powers, girl?
No.
Yes, you do. G-Lew, don't let her fool you.
I'm like,
her name ain't Asian Kitty for no reason.
Okay.
Don't let
I know. How did you do that?
That was so crazy. Like her whole thing just like lit up.
I know. I was like, why did it lit up every time I said that?
That's so cool, though. I don't know.
Wow.
I was like, what's going on?
G-Lew, look at G-Lew. He over there like, girl, I'm gonna have to go try to figure out how to do this.
Right. I'm like, over here, like, well, you bringing me in.
Can I get some fireworks behind me? Like,
right. I'm like, wow, Asian, you got me like we're in a trance over here. Like, okay.
I don't even know how it happened. I was looking, I was like, am I going crazy or am I just seeing things right now?
Wow.
So when I ignored it the first time, and then I was like, you guys mentioned it. I was like, okay, I thought I was going crazy. For a
she was
the second time I said it, it did it again. I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm not crazy this time.
Wow. That's all I can say. I'm amazed. Shout out to Asian Kitty.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my girl. I love these girls, G-Lew, and I really pray that God just open
Everyone
up
is
a door
passionate
for us to celebrate with each other. And I can't wait till we we gonna make it to the top. Let me tell you that. And I can't wait to share, my life with these girls and say we finally made it. Because it has been a struggle. It has been a sacrifice. It has not been some days. And I never thought that. I thought, hey, let's love each other, guys. Yay. And then you like, whoo, they're trying to knock the Yeah. But you know what? With this group, I thought that it was going to be a larger group, but what I told the girls is honestly, I'd rather have quality over quantity.
Yep.
And so with that being said, I'm content with these girls. And like, if it takes a phone call, because a lot of times women, we're not mean like that. You just pick up a phone and, babe, sometimes what I've learned is it's okay to be sorry, even if you don't feel like you've done anything wrong. And sometimes we have to be that bigger person to say, you know what, I apologize. Sometimes it's just a lot of miscommunication. A lot of things are going on. When you have a lot of girls in a group, when that toxic comes in, it just comes in full force. It just comes in full force, and it's just coming and coming and coming. But the ones that are supposed to stay, because here's the thing, G-Lew, is God searches the heart. This is why these girls are still here. It's because, see, that's what I used to tell people. A lot of times what I can't do is I can't search your heart. So, see, you can tell me like, girl, I'm for you. We're the best friends. We're going to make it to the top. And I'm like, yeah, we are. But God knows your heart.
Right.
And so then he has to start revealing you. And once you start getting revealed, you're like, ooh, what was I thinking? Like, ooh, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Preach.
I'm content with this group. Like, we have fought to get here. I'm so glad they was all able to make it. It just shows. It shows a lot of who really wants it. We got kids running around. We got our puppies running around. We got stuff going on. Lights flickering off. We don't know what tomorrow holds.
We all have jobs. We all have full-time jobs.
Yes, and you know what? We showed up. And thank you, ladies, again for just the constant being consistent and showing up for me. You know what I mean? So I don't know if y'all got your glasses, but cheers to y'all. Cheers to you.
Hey, cheers. I done drunk all my drink.
You know what? I love you, girls. My hitters, okay? My hitters, my riders. Y'all hear me? These girls, I love them, G-Lew. And thank you, G-Lew, for having us on the show.
Yes,
like,
thank you so much for having us.
Thing.
We love it. Thank you so much
for giving back to the community. I see you loving on people, supporting people, showing up for them. You know what I mean?
And you could give us some tips on starting our own YouTube channel.
Right?
There you go. You already see it right there. That's all you got to do. And you know what I mean? It's going to take off because you guys already got it all. You got all you girls are great individually. You're beautiful. You're passionate, ambitious. You all have your own stories individually. And you're all great women with great heads on your shoulders and have been through it already. So you can inspire, you know what I mean? You can motivate, you could do it all, and you could change the game because you're not bad. When they see that bad in front of that, they're going to go with the regular narrative, but you're so you could change the game as well. The Bad Bunnies are the future. And I want
I like the set for that.
Yes, the Bad Bunnies is taking over the world. Do y'all hear that?
And that's all
Can we link
I was gonna say that's all period.
Yes, go ahead. Everyone, tell your Instagrams, all your handles, where they can find you at and all that. Please.
I'm at Ariel Rose 21 with 2 L's.
I'm Lori _911.
I'm Pionis_Rain. Rain is spelled REIGN.
Hey,
and
go ahead.
mine is
That's
Lily X Modeling. You can always find me there.
With the special powers, you need to put something. You need to put
fireworks, girl.
Yeah, you need to put some fireworks or something at the end of your handle so people will know when you deal with.
Y'all know I didn't have anything in my hand. I was literally going like this, and it just started.
We have our Bad Bunnies
that was
page too. Our Bad Bunnies page as well.
Yes, Bad Bunnies Entertainment.
Entertainment.
That part. So I can't wait to see you guys blossom and all blow up. And I'm gonna be here like we're family now. So I'm here for you all. Whatever, Pionis. And if you got to come back, we got to do this again because we got to get that score.
We got to
we keep the show going. We have so much to talk about that.
We can't
we
speak
go
on it
from
yet, but
over
we have
here
so
to
many
over
things
there.
coming
But
up.
you know what, G-Lew? God have his way. This was an amazing interview. Thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you for having us. Your
You're
hard
welcome.
work does not go unnoticed. From my heart to yours, this means so much
seriously.
to me. Like, I know the girls were nervous, didn't know what to expect, but I told them, ladies, we're going big places. We got to start interviewing. We got to practice. We're
Put
scared,
ourselves out
but
there.
you know what?
Absolutely.
You got to do it scared. In this life, you have to do it scared, and that's why I have been able to keep going. Is because I'm nervous, I'm scared, but I can't let nothing stop me now, G-Lew. I'm on one.
Also,
that's right.
Everybody in the comments.
That's on period.
That's on period.
That's on period, y'all. I love it. That's on period. That's our thing. That's on period.
Everybody in the comments, because I'm like a comment reader. You guys know that.
I know. I was like reading some too.
Everyone's been so nice. So thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you to everybody watching in the comments. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
And a lady asked, "How did we meet?" So I'll tell you how we met. I met Asian Kitty through my old production team. And so we've been rocking hard since then, about 3+ years. Me and Ariel worked together since 2018. She didn't see me at my worst when I was going through hell and back. I didn't see her going through hell and back. And my beautiful Lori, I met her at a Fast Life photo shoot. And we just got along instantly and just gravitated to each other. And we've been going since then. So that's how we all know. And then somehow we connected the dots. We did Bad Bunnies. I had a birthday event where I started the new Bad Bunnies 2, I would say. Everybody's like, well, what's Bad Bunnies 2? Well, G-Lew, I had a group of girls last year, but I started Asian Kitty. I had about maybe 10 girls last time, and Asian Kitty was the only one that came with me this time. Because G-Lew, like I said, I will walk the hell away. When my piece is worth more than money can buy. And, I started seeing things from people, and I had to walk away. And so that was really hard because I didn't even know I was going to do Bad Bunnies again. But with a determined heart, you will get it, so.
And get our magazine at G-Lew Magazine.
Yes. Oh my God, you guys, yes. We are on the cover of a magazine.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
We have a whole magazine featured of the Bad Bunnies. You can get that at GLewMagazine.com. That is our first edition. Shout out to Ariel.
Shout out to Ariel, babe. You are coming through for us. Thank you, baby. Yes, put it all out there. Get us
completed a full magazine about the Bad Bunnies, so you can get some information about us in there too. So
if you want to know more about us, go purchase the magazine right now.
I want to put all of if I didn't have all before the show, but Pi, please send me all the links. I'll put it in the description so when they watch.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you.
Shout out to Jessie at G-Lew Magazine for making that possible for the Bad Bunnies.
Thank
you so much.
Yeah, what up, Jessie?
We love Jessie.
Yes.
Shout out to Jessie. So okay, so So in closing, what do we have?
Oh no, I can't hear you guys.
Do we have anything up right now in the future we can look forward to right now, or just stay on the lookout, or what?
I say we're gonna start. So now, G-Lew, things are happening. There's gonna be a lot more photo shoots going on. I have some people that wants to actually work with us on our own magazine. So I've been getting some things about that. We are definitely gonna be working on trying to get us this reality show, trying to get our podcast
you can hear me?
going.
I can hear you guys.
Our YouTube channel going because G-Lew, people need this. Like, I feel like tonight.
How come I can't hear you guys?
A night of celebrating our pain, our hurts, our trials, and different things. And so I'm so glad that the ladies got to see tonight, because I think this is going to push them even more to want to, because it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice to have to do these channels, to speak. It takes time. It's not something that happened overnight, but I feel like tonight is going to give us that extra fight to say, wow, we can be in front of the camera. Wow, we can actually do this. Wow, we can do this. Because sometimes we do doubt ourselves. I'm not even going to lie. You don't know.
We all do. We all do.
You just got to keep going. So I think your show is really going to help us to go and get an amazing feedback. I know that this is a calling. This is something that is definitely needed, especially for women to have a safe place. A place that and I actually wanted to start. I haven't got to talk to the girls, but I've actually been thinking about
my shit went off for
a very long time. But
I don't know what happened.
A lot of the times, people get these celebrities and different things on their show, and on their podcast, but I want to get women that people don't know. I want to hear your story. I want to know what happened to you, because even my coworkers, some of the stories that I hear, I'm like, you know, so those are the women that I would like to have on my show. But, you know, me and the girls definitely got to talk. There's no stopping to what the Bad Bunnies can do. That's why it's called Bad Bunnies Entertainment, because G-Lew, when I tell you I want to do everything,
there you go, Ariel.
Everything.
Look at
Oh, the bunny. She brought the bunny out.
Period.
Bunny.
I know what? We should have had our ears on. I don't have
Ariel
mine.
Bunny. We got AP in the building.
That's right.
We
There
got
we go.
You guys, I think in the car.
Hey, hold on. Don't do it, Asian kitties, because you're liable to have fireworks. They're liable to
Okay.
they're liable to shut the whole show down.
Okay, seriously.
Don't do it.
Period.
Nah, you ladies look beautiful, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
So much. And we'll be in touch. We got to do this again. And Pi, you already know we got to come back. We got to.
We got a whole lot to talk about, G-Lew.
Yes,
I think me and you gonna be.
Oh, we could go down all the current topics, everything.
For real.
All the rabbit holes. Let's do it.
Let's do it. We're definitely gonna have.
All the rabbit holes.
We're gonna bring these girls back. We're gonna have some more of this coming soon, people. So stay on the lookout. And again, tell the people, everyone again, before we get out of here, where they can follow you at one more time.
Lori_911. My links are in my bio. Follow my Instagram.
Lily X Modeling or Asian Kitty, either or, you'll find me.
Plus the fireworks. Go ahead.
Okay.
Ariel Rose 21
with 2 L's.
With 2 L's.
2 L's.
And Pionis_Rain. You can find me, and you can also find our Bad Bunnies page at Bad Bunnies Entertainment. Bad is spelled BADD. BUNNIES Entertainment. People always forget that extra D back there, but we extra bad. That's why that extra D is there.
Hashtag Bad Bunnies.
Okay.
Hashtag Bad Bunnies. And go get our magazine today.
Hey, and well, I would say that for now. I was gonna ask you about your names. You got a code name, Pionis Sabbath, and then but we'll wait. That's all. I know that could go on. So we'll say that for next time.
Yes, I'm glad you. God knows what He's doing, because that's a whole nother story. And I'm gonna just leave it with this. I was famous before I was famous. You understand?
All right. So the Bad Bunnies on period. That's
on period. On period, y'all.
Period. Part. Hey, well, we're gonna end it like that. Everyone have a great weekend.
Love you guys. See you soon.
Guys, have a great night.
Thank you, Bunnies.
Bye. Love you, girls.
Thank you, G-Lew. Have a blessed night.
Thank you so much.
Blessings. Love you guys. Everyone have a great weekend. Much love, respect. We're out of here. This is the Bad Bunnies, the G-Lew Show, Friday night. Peace, y'all.
Oh, I love it. Oh
my
gosh.
Hey. Peace, girl. We're live. Hold up. I meant to take us out of here with the video, but we're out of here. Behind the scenes, but we're out. Peace, y'all.
Peace out.
Check this out, right? Hey, hear ye, come on. This your homie G-Lew back against the wall. Back on call, so all of y'all gather around. This a G-Lew show, you know for sure we gets down. This is how it's supposed to sound when you be hearing it. Gotta turn it up real loud to put the feel in it. DJ Maniac looped it and freaked this, and now I'm on the remix with Nice Over Egypt. Yeah. So now we just smoke and chill. Shout out the homie Snow, he a low for real. Rolling down the street in a coupe de ville, like the homie Tony A on the wheels of steel. Nice over Egypt like the Jones girl. Stop playing with me, pick up your phone, girl. I need a lady in my life like you. Pretty brown skin, I think it might be you. She a boss, so we call her La Patrona. Just like Keith Sweat said, I think I want her, so I gotta demonstrate. Watch out for the haters, cause they wanna infiltrate. Never late, we right on time. 1 time for your soul, 2 times for your mind. Yeah. Shout out to homie MC Shan. And I am G-Lew.